This is a tragic case of Kiran Durnin, an 8-year-old boy from Ireland. His disappearance shocked the nation as it was revealed that Kiran may have been killed up to 2 years ago. Kiran Durnin was born on March 12, 2015, in Belfast, Northern Ireland. From a young age, he exhibited a lively personality and a keen curiosity about the world around him. Raised by his parents, John Durnin, a mechanic, and Sarah Durnin, a teacher, Kiran grew up in a nurturing environment that prioritized education and family values. However, instability marked his early years due to the family's frequent relocations in search of better job opportunities. The Durnin family moved several times, living in various towns across Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. This constant upheaval affected Kiran's schooling and social life. He attended multiple schools, including St. Joseph's Primary School, where he seemed to settle in for a time. Each move forced Kiran to adapt to new environments, make new friends, and navigate different curricula, which left him feeling disoriented and sometimes isolated. Despite these challenges, he thrived in his art classes and was known for his creativity. Kiran's grandparents played a significant role in his life. His maternal grandparents, Thomas and Margaret, lived in Drogheda and were a stabilizing force for the family. They often provided support and care, stepping in during difficult times. Thomas, a retired factory worker, and Margaret, a homemaker, were deeply invested in Kiran's upbringing. They would frequently visit him, bringing gifts and spending time with him, which helped foster a sense of belonging. Kiran's paternal grandparents, Michael and Elaine, lived in Belfast. They too were involved in his life, although the distance made regular visits challenging. Michael, a former teacher, and Elaine, a nurse, often shared stories about their own childhoods, instilling in Kiran a love for storytelling and learning. The bond with his grandparents provided him with a sense of continuity amidst the chaos of moving. However, as Kiran grew older, the family faced increasing difficulties. Reports indicate that they struggled financially, which may have impacted their ability to provide a stable home for Kiran and his siblings. The constant relocation was not just a logistical challenge, but also a source of emotional strain for the children, who found it hard to form lasting connections with peers. Concerns regarding Kiran's welfare were raised more than 2 years ago when reports indicated he was living in squalor. Despite these alarming conditions, he was moved between schools and addresses, making it increasingly difficult for authorities to track his location. In summer 2022, Kiran was taken out of school in Dundalk, with Tusla, the Child and Family Agency, and school authorities believing he had moved to a school in Northern Ireland. The school assumed his family was relocating and that he would not return after June 2022. On August 30th, 2023, Kiran was reported missing from his home in Drogheda. Initially, the response was hopeful, with family and friends believing he might have wandered off. The local community mobilized quickly, forming search parties and distributing flyers with Kiran's picture. However, as days turned into weeks without any leads, the investigation took a darker turn. Gardaí began to fear that Kiran could have been killed, with investigations suggesting that this could have happened as far back as 2021. The circumstances surrounding Kiran's disappearance raised immediate questions. Authorities were puzzled by how Kiran's school and representatives from Tusla were unaware of his absence. This oversight became a focal point of scrutiny, highlighting significant failures in the system designed to protect vulnerable children. Many parents in the community expressed their outrage and fear, fearing that similar oversights could happen to their children. As the investigation progressed, the public learned that there had been previous concerns about Kiran's living conditions. Reports indicated that he had been found living in neglectful circumstances, prompting inquiries from social services. However, due to the family's frequent moves and lack of stable contact information, follow-up efforts were hampered. The sense of urgency to locate Kiran increased as it became apparent that the system meant to safeguard him had failed. In October 2023, police intensified their investigation, focusing on a particular residence in Dundalk. They were granted an order by the district court to search the property, hoping to uncover vital evidence regarding Kiran's disappearance. And Garda Síochána, the national police, expressed hope that they might discover any evidence that could provide clues to Kiran's whereabouts or what happened to him. Authorities have indicated that they believe a group of people may have been involved in Kiran's disappearance. Investigators uncovered potential connections to individuals in the area who may have had contact with Kiran's family. There is speculation that this could have been an accidental death, with efforts made to hide his remains. Gardaí confirmed last week that they had launched a murder investigation, stating that the case has become increasingly complex as new information comes to light. In a shocking twist, investigators are also exploring whether another child may have been used to impersonate Kiran to deceive social workers. This revelation complicates the narrative and adds further layers to an already intricate case. It raises questions about the effectiveness of oversight systems in place to protect children in similar situations. Kiran's mother, Dayla, who was reported missing alongside him at the end of August, has since been located in the UK, safe and well. However, authorities suspect that Kiran was not with her when she went missing, as she was found without her son. During the investigation, officers have repeated appeals to the public for any information related to Kiran's whereabouts. The police's communication strategy included press conferences and social media campaigns to raise awareness about Kiran's case and encourage witnesses to come forward. The community rallied around the Durnin family, organizing search parties and spreading awareness through social media. Vigil events were held and local businesses displayed posters of Kiran, urging anyone with information to come forward. The outpouring of support served as a reminder of the power of community in times of crisis. Despite these efforts, the investigation highlighted the failures of the systems meant to protect vulnerable children. Many residents expressed frustration at the apparent oversight that allowed Kiran's situation to escalate without adequate intervention. The local authorities faced increasing pressure to address the shortcomings in the system, with public meetings organized to discuss how such failures could be prevented in the future. Community members, including teachers and social workers, have called for better training and resources for agencies like TUSLA. There have been demands for more transparent communication between schools, social services, and law enforcement to ensure that children in similar situations receive the support they need. Kiran's grandparents were particularly vocal in their calls for change. They spoke to the media about their concerns, emphasizing the need for greater vigilance in monitoring children who are at risk. They highlighted their desire to see improvements in the child protection system to ensure that no child falls through the cracks, as Kiran seemingly did. Throughout this ordeal, Kiran's family has remained in the public eye, expressing their heartbreak and desperation for answers. John and Sarah Durnin made emotional appeals for information, asking anyone who might know something to come forward. They have shared stories of Kiran, emphasizing his bright spirit and the love they have for him. Kiran's siblings, Ryan and Emma, have also been deeply affected by the situation. The family sought counseling and support to help them cope with the emotional toll of Kiran's disappearance. They have often been seen at community events, highlighting their resilience and determination to keep Kiran's memory alive. The emotional impact on the family has been profound. Reports indicate that they have been struggling not only with the uncertainty of Kiran's fate, but also with the knowledge of how the systems designed to protect him may have failed. They continue to advocate for changes to ensure that no other child experiences a similar fate. Kiran's story resonated with many across Ireland, leading to widespread media coverage. Local news outlets dedicated segments to discussing the case, interviewing community members, and bringing attention to the issues surrounding child welfare. The Durnin family also participated in community discussions, sharing their story and urging others to advocate for vulnerable children. Kiran's grandparents, Thomas and Margaret, often shared anecdotes about their grandson's bright personality, his love for art, and his boundless energy. They became community advocates, participating in rallies and gatherings aimed at raising awareness about child welfare issues and the need for systemic reform. As of now, the investigation is ongoing, with law enforcement vowing to leave no stone unturned. The search of the house in Dundalk remains a focal point as authorities attempt to piece together the timeline of Kiran's disappearance and uncover the truth. The possibility that Kiran may have been killed weighs heavily on the community, fostering an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty. In response to the investigation, local authorities have implemented new safety measures in schools and neighborhoods to enhance communication and monitoring of children's whereabouts. Community meetings have been organized to discuss these changes and encourage residents to report any suspicious activities. Authorities are also reviewing how communication failures within agencies like Tusla occurred, as well as how to better safeguard vulnerable children in the future. As public scrutiny increases, there are calls for a thorough investigation into the practices of agencies involved in child welfare, with the aim of ensuring that all children receive the protection and care they need. The public remains hopeful that Kiran's case will lead to important reforms in child protection policies, emphasizing the need for accountability and transparency within the system. The case of Kiran Durnin is a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of community support during times of crisis. As the investigation unfolds, many are left wondering what truly happened to this young boy. The quest for answers continues, with the hope that justice will be served, whether it leads to finding Kiran or uncovering the truth about his fate. If you have any information related to Kiran Durnin's case, please contact your local authorities. Every detail, no matter how small, could be crucial in helping to find the truth. Let's stand together as a community to support Kiran's family during this difficult time.